As consumers flock to grocery stores to fill their pantries amid the coronavirus crisis, food companies like General Mills are keeping up with the high volume demand. Joining us now is John Nudi. He's the Group President of North America Retail for General Mills. John, good to speak with you. Thanks for taking some time. I am in Walmart stores a lot, and Walmart represents, I think, about 31% of your retail business in North America. Where are you at with trying to keep the shelves stocked? I've gone into Walmart pretty much consistently the past month. There's a lot of out of stocks, not just in food, of course, but also cleaning supplies.
Yeah, for sure. Well, good morning, Brian. Thanks for having me on. But General Mills right now, we're focused on living our company's purpose, and that's to make food that the world loves, and today more than ever, food that the world needs. And we're taking that challenge very seriously. So we've been working very hard. We compete in 25 categories across the store, everything from refrigerated products like Yoplait yogurt to frozen Totino's pizza and center store with cereal. So we service many consumers and are working hard to make sure that we are keeping our products in stock. So we're working very closely with our retail partners. In fact, I speak with many of them, including senior leaders at Walmart on a weekly basis. And I think one of the challenges that we're seeing right now is obviously production is something that's super important. We feel good about what we're able to do there. But the distribution system and really the logistics network is what we're focused on now, and working with our partners to make sure that we take the product that we make and can actually get it onto the grocery store shelves. And we've seen a significant uptick in our volume that really started in the beginning part of March, where we saw some stock up behavior, and has really settled in over the last few weeks at somewhere between a 20 and 30% increase across our entire business. And we've seen some categories much higher than that as well. So working hard to make product and then make sure we get to the shelves as well.
John, certainly you've had to change during a very rapidly changing situation. And about a month ago, you said in an interview that you wanted to simplify the supply chain with the retailers, with the at the end of the supply chain. How are you doing that when you say simplify the supply chain?
For sure. I'll give you a specific example. So we've seen soup sales increase dramatically over the past 6 to 8 weeks. We have Progresso Soup is one of our brands, and it's the very strong, ready-to-serve soup brand. And what we've done is typically we carry about 90 different flavors of Progresso Soup. We've cut that back to 50. And what we've done is work with our retail partners to understand what were the ones that really matter in terms of size and scale. And by discontinuing or at least withdrawing for the short term some of the slower turning SKUs, we're able to run more quickly the higher turning SKUs and increase our total throughput. And as a result, have more food available for the consumers that need it so much today.
And John, we know that some food companies are saying that some of their own employees working on the line in the factories have been COVID-19 positive. What has the experience been like for General Mills? Are you in the position where you need to shut down some plants right now because of it?
Yeah, Alexis, great question. So, first of all, I tell you that our employee and food safety is our number one priority for sure. We have 26 manufacturing facilities across North America and over 8,000 employees working in those facilities every day. And again, we take safety very seriously. We were one of the first companies to put social distancing measures into place in the plants, whether that be break rooms or actual manufacturing lines as well. In some cases, we're actually taking packaging lines down to spread our employees out. We have sanitation in place that's stepped up levels. We're doing temperature checks of folks coming into our plants and providing masks as well. So again, taking a lot of steps to make sure that our food is safe. And at this point, all of our manufacturing facilities have continued to run. We've had to pull some lines down in some of those plants as we get to a point where we lose some critical mass in terms of employees. But our protocols are working. We have had employees that have been presumed positive, as well as some that have been tested positive. And again, the protocols in place are working. Those employees, obviously, and those that they interacted with come out of the plants to quarantine for a period of time. But the protocols are working. We're able to keep our plants running and feeding our consumers, which is our focus.
John, important point you just made that you've reduced the number of SKUs, or as we better know, more formally, stock keeping units. Do you think one byproduct of the coronavirus situation is not just General Mills, but big food more broadly? You operate with smaller portfolios of products and just focus on some top selling ones.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a balancing act. I do, consumers like variety, and we're going to hit most consumers with the 50 SKUs of Progresso Soup that we make, but the other 40 have consumers that love them as well. So I think over time, variety will be important to come back. But one of the other trends that we're seeing when it comes to e-commerce, and a lot of the e-commerce orders are picked in store for click and collect, we're starting to seeing a shift even prior to the pandemic to focus on fewer higher turning SKUs, just because it makes our retailers' store operations more efficient as well. So I think you'll see some of that trend into the future, but at the same time, we do know that variety is important for consumers too.
How also too, you mentioned 20 to 30% sales gains. Those are some remarkable gains. In your view, how sustainable is that?
That's a great question. Obviously, we've seen unprecedented shifts from away from home consumption to in-home. Over time, that will balance out. I do believe for the short term, we're going to see more in-home consumption even as the country starts opening back up. So I think we'll see increased demand. I'll tell you the other thing, we spent a lot of time over the last decade in improving our products, both from a nutritional standpoint as well as taste, and whether consumers are trying our products for the first time or trying them again after not have eaten them for a while, we think they'll be really satisfied with what they find. In fact, as we look at our business over the last 8 weeks, we've grown significant penetration in terms of new consumers coming in, more so than most of other food and beverage companies. And we're executing well too. In fact, we've grown share in 8 of our top 10 categories. And if you look at the top 20 food and beverage manufacturers, we're the second highest share gain since the beginning of March. So we do believe that we will come out of this with strong brands and consumers that have a chance to try our products. They're going to like them as we move forward.
John, are there any products where it's hard to either find the raw materials to make them or hard to keep up with demand? I mean, we've been all talking about paper goods being tough to find, but I even found vanilla extract was tough to find because so many people are home baking right now.
Yeah, it's amazing. So we have the Betty Crocker and Pillsbury brands, and baking is just on fire right now. Gold medal flour as well. So certainly seeing increased demand on certain platforms, and our global supply chain is working well. From a sourcing standpoint, we're able to get the ingredients that we need. It's just a case of in some platforms we're seeing more demand than we can actually move through our plants. Interesting, I mentioned soup earlier. We have one soup plant in Hannibal, Missouri. Our team there is doing a fantastic job, and actually our production levels are at higher levels than prior to the beginning of March. But the demand is just too much to keep up. So I think we're not seeing any specific shortages. It's more about just how quickly we can get the throughput through our lines to make sure that we satisfy demand.
All right, full and fair disclosure, John, I have gone out and bought some Progresso soup. It's been some time, but you guys wrote me back in. I needed it for my pantry. I don't know why, I just needed it though.
Well, it's good. Hopefully you're enjoying it. It's good stuff. So thank you.
Yeah, no, good stuff. All right, Jonathon Nudi, let's leave it there. General Mills Group President, North America Retail. Stay safe out there.
Thanks, Brian.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.